It's the fourth quarter of the season, and the Colts again in must-win territory.
Hey, Colts fans, this is Anthony Walker getting you ready for game day at Colts 360.
From the Huntington Bank Studio, this is Colts 360.
Kicking off this episode of Colts 360 with head coach Frank Reich. Coach, you're into the fourth quarter of the season. We're into the month of December, and the guys said it in the locker room on Sunday. It's must win from here on out. They know each and every one of these games has to be a victory in order to keep those playoff hopes alive. What gives you the confidence in the guys in your locker room that they're capable of doing that and keeping you guys alive into late December?
Well, a lot of things. I mean, number one, just the kind of character and fortitude of our players. I mean, they have the backbone, the substance to be able to handle adversity. Every NFL season is going to be filled with some ups and downs. We've had our share. We've had some pretty exciting runs, and then we've had some disappointments. So, you know, we know going into this last quarter of the season, and we've talked about it this week, as much as we need to win and talk about all this stuff, we know our focus is not on chasing after the win, but on focusing on our preparation every day and then winning results from that. So we have the kind of guys that know how to get that done.
Defensively against Tennessee, I mean, it was a sack attack. You had 6 sacks on Ryan Tannehill, spread among 7 different guys. What has allowed the defense to play with such consistency and such intensity in this past stretch of the season?
You know, I think a lot of it comes from, the bulk of it comes from the way we practice.
Yeah.
And I mean, we practice with that kind of intensity, and especially I love during the week when we practice, when Flus is dialing up blitzes in practice, and to feel Kenny Moore coming off the edge. I mean, he's coming 100 miles an hour. You know, to feel Justin Houston and Jabal Sheard coming off the edge. I mean, so I just think we're seeing the results of what we're doing, the intensity and speed out of practice carry over. It was fun to see that on Sunday, you know, us get after the quarterback and have that kind of production with sacks.
One guy who was discussing that in the locker room Sunday was Jack Doyle. I asked him about the opportunities the defense created for you guys with those turnovers that they forced, and he said that he really loves to listen when the coordinators address the team on Saturday night. He loves to listen to Coach Flus and hear that intensity that he brings, that energy that he injects. What is important about that approach that you have and having the coordinators address the team as a whole rather than just specifically working with those groups offensively and defensively that Coach Sirianni and Coach Eberflus work with on a daily basis?
No, it's fun. I think all the guys look forward to it because, you know, you're just used to hearing your coordinator, you know, offense, defense, or Bubba Ventrone on special teams. So I think it's important because we're a team, you know, and I want the offensive guys to hear what the defense is all, you know, to hear what their plan is and vice versa, and to hear from Bubba, you know, about how we're planning to win in special teams. So I think the guys have all embraced that. And yeah, when Flus gets up there, he's a man of few words, but you can feel his intensity. And then, you know, when Nick gets up there, you can feel his passion. And then when Bubba gets up there and is talking about our special teams units, you know, you can see the former player in Bubba, the former player where he's fiery and he's energetic. And I think that Saturday night meeting becomes a good thing to draw us together.
Looking at your offense, this week Chester Rogers goes to IR. It's announced that Devin Funchess is going to stay on IR. T.Y. has missed more games than he ever has in his career this season. And we know that he made that return against Houston on that limited pitch count that he had, suffered the setback. Seeing the injury situation among this wide receiving core, what conversations do you have with T.Y.? Because he certainly is feeling a bit of pressure in terms of trying to get back, but trying to discuss with him doing what's best for him and his health long term, and maybe not being affected by those other things that are going on among the health of the team injury-wise.
Yeah, no, we have good conversations, but a lot of the conversations are, you know, it's not tell me how you're feeling today. What can I do? Can I massage your leg to make you feel better? You know, not those kind of conversations. You know, these are grown men, right? We're talking, let's play a football game.
Yeah.
So it's more like, hey, are you good? Yeah, I'm good. You got my back? Yeah, I got your back. You know, I love T.Y. You know, T.Y., I'll say, hey, you feeling okay? You getting better? And he'll say, yeah, Coach, don't worry. I got you. I'll be ready as soon as I can be ready. I'll be there for you, be there for the team. And that's the way we feel about T.Y. So the biggest thing is sometimes as a coach, you have to help the player protect himself from himself because he wants to get back there too soon, especially with a guy like T.Y. And so that's part of our job, part of the doctor's job, just to make sure, we got to make sure he checks all the boxes. And even sometimes you check all the boxes and it's football, you still get a recurrence like we did in this, like T.Y. did this time.
Looking at Zach Pascal, he had a career day, career highs in receptions and receiving yards against Tennessee. How has he somewhat become the model for this next man up mantra among your wide receiving contingent this season?
Yeah, I mean, I literally could talk all day about Zach, you know, and about how he's the mantra for a lot of things for us and what we want the horseshoe to represent. He's just a great team player. More than anything, you know, like you said, Larry, he had that big 100-yard game, really productive player for us, very valuable to us. But even after the 100-yard game, he's not clamoring for, hey, throw me the ball more the next week. He just wants to, he'll do his part. And then what happens is the plays come to him, and because he's a good player. So love the team first attitude, love his toughness. Boy, he's really valuable to us.
I know another guy who you consider very valuable, not just to your offense, but to your locker room as a whole, and that's Jack Doyle. He had a great day on Sunday, but how much of what Jack does isn't reflected in those 73 yards and the touchdown? Are those things that we don't necessarily see in terms of those numerical projections and stats?
Yeah, I mean, Jack is like, in my mind, when you say, hey, who are the really good tight ends in this league? You know, you start listening to all those kind of big, famous, big-name tight ends that you want to start rolling off your tongue, the Kelce's and so forth. Jack Doyle, man, I wouldn't trade him for anybody in the world. This guy is a complete football player. He knows how to get open. He catches the football. He blocks. He does all the little things right. He makes everybody better around him. He's a great leader. I mean, he's just a great player and a great teammate. And so, man, you wish you could just clone Jack and do, you know, he just does, everybody knows, just watch Jack. Everybody knows, just watch Jack Doyle. He does it the right way.
You're starting off the final stretch of the season, the final 4 games of the season down in Tampa Bay. You have a team that's coming off back-to-back wins, a Bruce Arians-led team and his teams, and the personality of those rosters that he produces. They're a team that has back-to-back wins. What's important early on about setting the tone when you're going and playing on their territory, a team that's really playing hot right now?
You know, at the end of the day, Lara, it's about what we do, you know, and stick to our DNA, believe in each other, go do what we do. And we know every team we go against is a hot team or a good team, and anybody can beat anybody in this league. So let's focus on what we do. Let's just do it a little bit better, and let's do it for 60 minutes.
All right, Anthony Walker is up next. He has a tough act to follow coming behind you, but what can you tell me about Anthony Walker, not only what he means to this defense, but to your locker room as well?
Well, you know, it's almost like, you know, you're talking about in this segment here, we're talking about Zach Pascal, Jack Doyle, and Anthony Walker. I mean, this is why Colts fans can be proud. You know, these are the kind of guys that represent your team. You know, Anthony's the kind of guy, he's just first of all, he's a great player. I mean, he's having an incredible year. I mean, he's playing really, really good football, the best football he's ever played. He's a great leader. He's extremely intelligent. He's a great team player. I'm just really proud to have him and guys like this on our team.
Coach, appreciate the time. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you.
With my dad being the coach, you know, him helping me on and off the field, you know, how to be a leader on a team, you know, who the guys to follow, the guys, you know, just stuff like that since I was young.
Regarded as one of the leaders in the locker room, linebacker Anthony Walker discusses the development of the defense and how he's honoring former teammate Edwin Jackson this weekend in Tampa Bay. Welcome back to Colts 360 with Anthony Walker, now fresh off of the practice field as you're getting ready for Tampa Bay. This defense has really hit its stride over the past few weeks. How do you describe the dynamic that there is in which so many guys are able to really be so effective on this defense and see such success?
Yeah, I think the coaches put us in great positions to execute, you know, as far as camp and practice field, you know, getting a lot of guys reps and everything like that. I think it's very key. And then, you know, we can plug and play. That's how I feel. You know, gotta go down. You got a lot of guys that can step up and make plays. And I think that's what's been making us, you know, kind of gel together. You know, everybody knows that, you know, if I do my 111, then, you know, we'll be fine. So I think we're starting to come together at that aspect of it.
You and Darius Leonard are regarded as two of the leaders on this defense, especially there within your linebacker room. You guys are tied right now for tackles. How much are you guys aware of that, trying to get the edge maybe on one another at the season's end?
Yeah, we talk about it all the time, and that's just competition that we have. It's healthy competition, which is much needed in this game. It can kind of get old. Going to practice every day, whatever it is. But like I told him last week, I texted him right before the game. It's going to be a race everywhere today because he was up by 1, I think, and I was able to get one more tackle than him. So now we're tied. So. It's still a race.
You got the edge on the solo tackle, so that's the one that you got right now. We got 4 more opportunities to go. You were growing up, your dad was one of your coaches in football. You've been regarded as one of the leaders. I mean, even coming in as a rookie, your maturity stood out. How did having your dad as a coach impact you in that fashion that has, kind of led you to be such a leader in this locker room since you arrived?
Yeah, I kind of got the answers to the test before the test with my dad being a coach. Him helping me on and off the field, how to be a leader on a team, who the guys to follow, the guy, just stuff like that. Since I was young, he's pointing out guys to me on his teams, this is the type of player you want to be, this is how you should carry yourself, all that stuff. And then, the ins and outs of the game, I've been around so long, as far as, concepts and, just everything, offensively, defensively. My dad just did it around me, and I just kind of took to it until I was old enough to understand everything. And it's just been great for me. Very, very thankful for that. Definitely got me to where I am now. Much appreciated to him.
It's always fun to see him too. He comes to a lot of games, so it's always great to see him there, especially pre-game when you get to have a moment going over there and talking to him.
Definitely.
You, during college, had an opportunity to take an internship with the Miami Heat. You grew up in Miami. You're not only a student of football. Why was it important to you to learn about another aspect of professional sports, and what was so beneficial for you gaining that experience?
Yeah, I'm big on just taking care of life after football. Within this segment of my life. And I have any time in the off season or just any opportunity that I can take advantage of. I'm going to try to do that. I always tell my teammates, we're kind of behind the 8 ball when it comes to, internships and job interviewing and everything like that. We're behind. So when we're done playing, guys are going to have a lot more experience than we do. So it's good to get that experience now, when we have time and stuff like that. We understand that this game isn't forever, but, we want to play it as long as we can. And you want to set yourself up for, a future after that. So the Miami Heat opportunity was just a crazy opportunity. Chris Quinn, who's an assistant coach at the Miami Heat, was an assistant coach at Northwestern when I was there. I met him. I watched him play for the Heat for a couple years. So when he got there, I was like, I think he'll end up with the Heat again. So I kind of made that connection there. Got his number when I was in college, and then once he went back, I just hit him up. Hey, I'd like to come intern with you guys, and he set me up perfectly. I was able to do an internship with their marketing department. It was fun, great experience. Seeing the other side of it. Me being a player, you don't see the hard work that guys like you guys put in. So definitely got a good aspect of that, and it was fun. It was fun to be around.
Now, for the first time ever, I have asked for teammate submission questions. So I asked some of your fellow linebackers for suggestions on questions. And one unnamed fellow player asked, who is better at 2K, Anthony Walker or Zaire Franklin?
Zaire Franklin obviously asked that question. And of course,
actually, it was Darius Leonard who asked it, so because he wanted you to have to say it, I think.
Yeah, I'm definitely better than everyone in this facility at 2K or Madden. So I'll take all challenges.
Who is better dressed, yourself or Darius Leonard?
That's Darius Leonard question. Darius has his own style, but I think I'm a better dresser though. I like Darius' style though.
You guys are usually walking in on game days together, so we get to usually see the photos of you guys in tandem and the contrast in the style. Well, on Sunday it's a very special game because it's My Cause, My Cleats, and you've decided to honor one of your former teammates. How did you come to this decision to represent the Edwin Jackson Foundation, and what do you just really remember about Edwin and the impact that he made?
Yeah, I just, anytime you could take a step back and, play for something bigger than yourself, normally your family or whatever, but, for me, I wanted to represent Edwin again, a guy who took me under his wing when I was a rookie, really, taught me a lot, how to be a pro, how to carry yourself, and I think one of his biggest things was just cherishing each day. You never understand, you never know, when it could be your last one on the field, off the field, whatever it is. And, for me, that just really hit home. And I try to live that, that mindset every day of, just cherish every moment. take everything, in stride, and even when you're overcoming, even if you're filled with obstacles and everything like that, just taking in stride, overcome it, and definitely just never take anything for granted. I think he embodies that, in and out. His whole story of being undrafted, was working, I think, at like a Winn-Dixie bagging groceries or something like that, and then getting a phone call from Chris Ballard or just to come here and play and everything like that was special. That's special to me. Understanding that you can your life could change in a day. For him, and he took advantage of every opportunity. And when I got here, really just showed me the way.
Awesome. Always appreciate your time. Appreciate you doing that as well. Such a cool cause, and always great to see all of the different organizations that you guys support on game day.
Who made these?
Some of us did those.
Yo, tell them I said thank you. God is good.
Causes that are close to their hearts worn on their cleats. Players reveal who they're supporting for this year's My Cause, My Cleats game on Sunday. And Kenny Moore explains his personal connection to not just his cause, but the special kid behind it. For Colts players, the annual My Cause, My Cleats game is an opportunity to use their platforms to raise awareness and support causes that have impacted their lives. We were in the locker room as the players revealed their individual designs, and Kenny Moore explains why on his cleats, this cause is one that's much more than a one-day campaign.
Hold on. Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
I love them. I like the paw print on there.
I picked Lupus Foundation because I have a little sister who is battling lupus, and I let her know that I was supporting her.
That is so
Bang,
cool.
bang, boogie.
That's what I heard.
Nice.
I wanted to do something with homeless kids. Growing up, we had a lot of financial problems. It's kind of just something close to my heart. But I like these a lot.
Yes, sir.
I need to go more.
It's important to me because they give back to the youth, help them set up for the future. Oh, these are dope.
Dream Alive, mentorship program for kids.
It's crazy because I actually do this. Who made these?
Some of us did those.
Yo, tell them I said thank you. God is good.
I think it's a great thing that the league does as far as My Cause, My Cleats. Every player has their own story, and you can express something that's beyond yourself. This year, I'm representing a very great friend of mine. He's like a little brother to me. He's a kid named Mason Garvey, and I'm representing a Kid Again organization. Having cancer is one thing, but having a rare cancer that no one really knows about is another. And a Kid Again expresses that for kids and pediatric cancer. So having My Cause, My Cleats gives me the opportunity to express myself and what I believe in. So there's many other things that I could, put on some cleats and, give money to and help raise awareness. But I chose a Kid Again, and I chose Mighty Mason. Mighty Mason's shoe has my logo, Mason's logo. He has a logo. The inside of Mighty Mason's cleat has Bros for Life. On the back of it, it has the day that we met each other. And on a Kid Again's cleat, it has all the kids that I've met throughout the process of going to Raleigh or community service. Mason has brought a little brother that I've always wanted. I have 6 sisters, and having a brother was always big to me. It just gives me a person to experience things with instead of just experiencing things alone.
As the Colts players were preparing to head to a warmer climate in Tampa Bay for Sunday's game, they helped local kids prepare for that harsh Indiana winter, outfitting kids in need with coats, hats, and gloves. at the annual Lids for Kids event.
Which hat would you like? You better pick the right hat. I like the side you're on. Like this one? Nice. Good choice. This is one of my favorite events all year. To be able to come back around Christmas time and the holiday spirit is getting cold outside and to be able to come back to the kids and just to be around them. So it's a great event. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Good choice. You should get that one. Nice. High five. I didn't go to Purdue, so I'm not going to push Purdue hats. This one? Are you sure? We have these too now. All right, good. Good choice. Good choice. Sorry, Purdue. You speak Spanish? Un poquito español. I hope you got my Spanish on that. You want to come change it? Which one would you like? All right, so it's a $10 exchange fee. Next time you owe me $10, all right? You gonna tie your shoes? I got you, come here. When we teach you how to tie shoes, we were these little kids and seeing older people come up and do things like this. So, to be able to spread, love, happiness, and joy. This is what matters at the end of the day. This is what it's all about. Hey, appreciate y'all boys coming though.
That's a wrap for this week's Colts 360. For the entire Colts Productions team, I am Lara Overton. Thanks for spending part of your weekend getting ready for game day with us. We'll see you right back here next weekend.